Okay, so this question asks to factor out the greatest common factor. So 32, 40, and 56, of course, are all divisible by 2 because they're even numbers, and probably by 4. But if you struggle with your multiplication tables, or if you just want to see all the numbers at one time, you take the number, no matter if it's positive or negative, leave it as a positive number, and you take the number and divide by x. So go to y equals on your calculator. If you don't have a calculator at home, you can use the calculator app. It's called Calculate 84, or just if you have an Android device, look up TI-84 plus CE, and I'm sure there'll be an app that will emulate that calculator. So 32 divided by x, excuse me, and 40 divided by x. 56 divided by x. And notice I already put it in order, which it appears that you did also. So go to your table, and you're looking to take out something. So your answer was 8b squared 40 squared plus 57 minus 1. So if you multiplied that times these 3 terms, you're not going to get that, because 8 times 40 is obviously not 32. So you're looking at what can be taken out. And 8 is correct. You are going to take 8 out. And you are going to take out b squared. So 8b squared is correct. Your problem is your division. So when you take something out, you have to divide by it. And then the rules of division on exponents is that you subtract. So if you have 4 of them and you take 2 out, you're going to have 2 left. But 32 divided by 8, and if you use your calculator, it also gives you what it's divided. Your first number is going to be 4, second's 5, and third is 7. So the 8ab squared does come out, open parentheses, and then you're going to have 4. 4 minus 2 is 2, so b squared. 40 divided by 8 is 5. 3 minus 2 gives you just 1b. So if you have 3 b's, you take 2 out, you have 1 left. Bring the sign down, minus 56 divided by 8 was the 7, and then the b squareds cancel. So you always want to end up with no b's. And so if I multiply this out, then I get that answer. Also, to check your answer, so again, we took the number and divided by x, and that finds the greatest common factor, the number 8. And to check your answer, you can do 40 x squared minus 56, oops, and that wasn't x squared, that was x to the 3rd, minus 56 x squared plus 32 x to the 4th, and you raise it underneath clears the raise button to the 4th power, and then put the answer that you got, which was 8. And again, no matter what the letter is, you got to use x. 4x squared plus 56x, but in Get More Math, you got to use the letter that you were given. So if our answer is correct, when you go to the table, and what I enter wrong, 4x squared, oh, plus 5x, not 56. And let me delete that 56, so our table didn't match. And now our tables match. So if they match, you know that your answer is correct. If not, you did something wrong or mistyped, like I did. Okay, second question. Negative 6x minus 6. So negative 6x minus 6 squared. And when you square something, you multiply it times itself. So we are going to use the box method to multiply. So when you're multiplying times itself, whatever you put on top, you're going to put on the left. So negative 6x, negative 6, and then you're going to multiply. Let me move this over a little bit. So negative times negative is a positive. So everything in the box is going to end up positive. So 6x times 6x is 36x squared. 6 times 6x is 36x. Again, 6 times 6x is 36x, and 6 times 6 is 36, because negative times a negative is a positive. And since everything is negative, everything inside the box is positive. And then your middle term, you add together. And so you had everything correct except for you had a negative for the 72. So 36 plus 36 is going to be positive 72. And that was your only issue for that number. Number 4. So you have two numbers that are product equal to that, and one number is represented by the expression. So it gives you one of the factors. And so this is our division problem. So you have negative 6x plus 5 divided into negative 12x squared plus 40x minus 25. So what multiplies to negative 6x to give you negative 12x squared? Or what is negative 12 divided by negative 6? And that is going to equal 2x. Then you multiply. 2x times negative 6 is negative 12x squared. 2x times 5 is 10x. And then just like a normal division problem, the next step is you're going to subtract. And remember, for the quiz, you may use your notes or these notes if you are writing them down. So when you subtract, you're going to change the sign. So this is going to turn to a positive, and this is a minus. So negative 12x squared plus 12x squared turns to 0, and that's your goal. 40x minus 10x is 30x. And then bring the negative 25 down. Okay, and then you divide again. So 30x divided by negative 6x is negative 5. So negative 5 times negative 6 is positive 30x. Negative 5 times 5 is negative 25. And again, when you change the signs, you're going to end up with 0. So there's no remainder. So to check your answer, you can put this in y1 and put that in y2, and when you graph, the line is going to go through, so this is your x-axis, is going to go through one of the sides of the parabola. Okay, and I will demonstrate. Turn calculator on, so y equals, let me clear that, negative 12x squared plus 40x minus 25. And here's my answer, 2x minus 5. And here's your answer, 2x plus 4. And let's graph. So there's our parabola. So it went the other direction, so that's my answer. So the red is my answer. So right there, see, it goes through the x-axis, and then your answer is way above. It doesn't, nowhere close to an intersection. So that's how you can check. Also, just a reminder, your answer, if you multiply them, so 2x minus 5 times negative 6x plus 5 should equal that. So 2 times negative 6 gives you that negative 12, and negative 5 times 5 gives you that negative 25. Just looking at the first and last term, not looking at the middle. So if you don't have that, then there's no way you can get that. So when you divide something, if you multiply your answer, you should get what you divided into, just like a normal division problem. Okay, so number 5, your next one. It is multiplication, and I'll go ahead and do that in the corner. So again, we're going to use the box method. It doesn't matter which one you put on the top or side. So you have negative 6x minus 6 times negative 5x minus 4. So again, a negative times a negative is a positive. So there's no negative terms. So if I'm guessing, you missed this one the same way as you missed the other, because your middle term is negative 54x is what you entered. So 6 times 5 is 30. So 30x squared. Negative 6 and negative 5x give you a positive 30x. Negative 4 times negative 6x gives you a positive 24x. And negative 4 times negative 6 give you a positive 24. So again, your middle term should have been positive. So that was the only thing that you missed. So 30x squared plus 54x plus 24. Okay, number 7. Same thing, it's a multiplication. And I'm gonna squeeze it right here. You have negative 4x minus 3 and x plus 4. So this time, this side is positive and this side is negative, so everything in the box is going to be negative. So let's see what we got. So negative 4x times x is negative 4x squared. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. 4 times negative 4x is negative 16x. And 3 times 4 is negative 12. And let's see, looks like you multiplied here. You're supposed to combine your middle terms. So your final answer should be negative 4x squared minus 19x minus 12. And again, you can put your problem in Y1, your answer in Y2, and the table should match. If it doesn't, you did something wrong. Find your error before you hit the check mark. And then, last but not least, you have another division problem. And I'm gonna squeeze it up here, so I'm gonna move down. They give you the area, which is 10x squared minus 23x minus 5. And you are dividing by 2x minus 5. Okay, so let's take a guess real quick. So we're gonna go to y equals, I'm gonna clear, and this one was multiple choice. So you have 10x squared minus 23x minus 5. Okay, and let's just guess. What is 10 divided by 2? That's 5. So 5x, because you need to have the first term has an x. And negative 5 divided by negative 5 is a positive 1. So go to your table, and actually you're supposed to graph it, and it should go through the x-intercept. And does it? Yeah, it does. So, and that was 5x plus 1. You did 5x minus 6. So 5x minus 6, graph, and yours does not, nowhere close. So let's go ahead and work it. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 times 2x and that should be 5x. 5x times 2x is 10x squared. 5x times negative 5 is negative 25x. And then you subtract, so minus and add. 25 minus 23 is 2x, and bring the 5 down. And 2x minus 5 divided in 2x minus 5 is 1, so plus 1. And 1 times 2x is 2x. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. Change the signs, and we get 0. So again, I did guess. Of course, that only works if you have a remainder of 0. So if you have a remainder, then that trick doesn't work. But as far as division, that always works. But that's how you can check your answers. Again, put your problem in y1, one of your factors in y2, or multiply that one times that one in parentheses, just like this one is written in y2, and your table should match, or you're looking for when it goes through the x-intercept on the x-axis of the quadratic. You may do some practice problems, or whenever you feel ready, have your mom text me and I will open up your follow-up.